Hello and welcome to my second video on making millions on RuneScape. In this video I will be going through the key points of the Grand Exchange section of the RuneScrape Ultimatum Guide. You know, if you're new to the game, or you're new to the Grand Exchange and you're just starting to try that out, it can be a bit tricky to understand at first, but once you've grasped it, you're there. And this course doesn't miss out the basics on anything. It prides itself in being universal, and it's for members and non-members. It's for, like I said in my first video, it's a universal course, so it doesn't miss out the basics. And then once you've mastered the basics, you can move on to more complex things and things that are going to make you even more money. But once you've got the basics in place, you know, you can do that very effectively, and it's a good system to follow this. Okay, so the Grand Exchange section itself is split into three main parts. The first section just focuses on the basics to fundamental value trading, which is, if you're not aware of the term, it's basically the philosophy of buy low, sell high, i.e. maximise your profits, because that's what this is about. This is about wise investing the Grand Exchange. That's why it's more difficult. It's not so much an in-game thing, it's more a tactical thing. And it's more about like this comparing it to the stock exchange itself. That's pretty accurate. So that's why some players struggle with it. When I played, I used to struggle with it. I never understood it at all. But reading this guide, it's made a lot more sense to me now. So it basically goes through what you'll need to start. You know, how much is wise to have as an amount for investing, just in case you accidentally make a mistake at the start, and just so you don't end up in financial turmoil. How to quickly and analyse easily, that being the key thing here, markets and pricings, just to be able to glance through stuff and get a general idea of what's good to go for, what you should avoid. And it also explains graph system basics. If you can use graphs to your advantage, you know, you've got a good thing there, because stats are perfect in this kind of thing. Stats are pretty much represent facts. It's the closest thing you can get to facts in this kind of thing. It's not opinions and gut instincts. So if trends are looking good or bad, that'll help influence your decision. So graph readings on this are also taught. Then it goes on to the intermediate sections, intermediate tactics. Firstly, it just starts with technical analysis, just going more in depth with your analysis. The initial analysis stages, you get that right, and the things afterwards are going to come to you quite easily, but you get the first stage wrong, and that's where you have the problem. So it goes into a lot of technical analysis in here. Price rises and falls, just how to look at things like that and use them to your advantage. Because price rises and falls, on the most part, are out of your control anyway, so you might as well use them to your advantage, seeing as they're out of everyone's control, really, direct control. Finding hot items, you know, new things to promote, things that are in demand. That's something that gets mentioned quite a lot in this section, RuneScrape Ultimatum. Hot items, things that are in demand. Because if you've got if people are in demand of something and really need something, and you've got it, you know, you can use that demand to your advantage and get the most money out of it using the Grand Exchange. And ways around trade limits, which I won't go into too much detail on here, but it's something, if you're not aware, Jagex implemented before to stop certain things and certain people taking advantage of certain aspects of it. But that gets explained on in the ground, ways of using them to your advantage as well. And then the more advanced sections, if you already knew about that, then some of these things you might not be aware of and might be helpful, will be helpful to you in your quest to the ultimate RuneScape riches. This is more in-depth analysis. This focuses on fundamental analysis to help you with your ultimate goal of buy low, sell high. Item linking, which is where you buy items that are similar, so that if there's a high demand for, say, rune, anything to do with runes in high demand, rune ore, rune bars, rune armor, you've got a stash of rune in your bank or somewhere else. You can either, well, if you don't have it, you can trade, but you can get rid of it and sell it for money because it's in demand. And that's where, again, demand, the opposite of item linking as well, is diversifying your portfolio, you know, making sure you're covering all the bases. You've got your eggs in many baskets, so that if one thing dries up, the market changes in one area, you know, you can use that to your advantage because you've got other things you can explore, you know. It's all about making sure if something changes, you can adapt to it and still make lots of money. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. It also goes into areas like scam prevention and stuff like that in the advanced section. But that is pretty much the gist of it, really. It's really helpful, all the information that's provided here. If you're wanting more information on the RuneScrape Ultimatum Guide, like in the first video, this is my website. There will be a link below as well. www.runescapehowtomakingmillions.com. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you over there. Bye.